It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
No shit, Sherlock. It's an animal sacrifice. It's gotta be alive. Now, chop chop. Right. Excellent. Now to call upon the black, perverted magic of the Chupacabra, Hades, Cthulhu, Shadman, the Space Devil, and Harvey Weinstein. Pour your dark powers into this crystal so that the curse that lay upon me be broken. We need more power!
But Captain! I don't have the power!
I said more!
But Shirley! I'm giving her all she's got!
Well, flip that switch there so you can give me more. And don't call me Shirley.
How's that?
Perfect. Just keep fiddling with your dials while I recant the ancient words. Umbala, umbiye, umbala, umbatu, dakalinanya, umbala, dakalatia, kalima, 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 shutere, atama uchaka. Ooh-chaka, ooga-ooga-chaka, ooga-ooga-ooga-chaka, 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 ni-chaka, tu-chaka, bali-hali-kali-chaka, ulali-utako, ubalindakalo, supaki, supakas, supakalafictialitoshas, bibbidi-bee, bibbidi-bop, bibbidi-boppidi-boo! It's working! It's working! It's working! What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Why didn't that work? And why the fuck am I in this body?
Oh my god! Lacandon! You're a big boy now!
Shut the fuck up, cunt!
Whoa! Language, young man!
Suck my ethereal cock!
No, seriously, dude, it's more work for me. I have to edit those out so we can be a bit more family-friendly.
Well, too bad! Your parents don't love you, Santa doesn't exist, your waifu's fake, and why am I still in a ceramic skull? You f***ed something up, didn't you?
Me? I did everything you said!
And you must have screwed something up.
Hey, wasn't it you that set all this up?
Well, yes, but...
And didn't you tell me that it was perfect?
Yes, but...
And wasn't it you who told me what to do?
Yeah, but...
And aren't we following the script word for word?
Yes, but...
So why are you blaming me?
'Cause look at me! I look like a punk version of Mardi Gras!
Hey, at least now we should be able to see you on camera during the wide shots.
Why am I cursed to this form? I didn't do that many terrible things in my past.
Well, I believe the saying goes, ravioli, ravioli, do not lewd all of the lollies.
And now, I'm not only stuck here with you and still trapped in a Dia de Mortis skull, but it's uglier than before.
Come on, you don't look that bad.
No, don't look at me. I tried to make a change for the better when I should have left well enough alone, and it turned on me. I'm a freak.
Lacandon!
Oh, my fans. I can't face them like this. Without my original form, no one will like me. I'm hideous now.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I should have just given up and left things to die. But now I look like this.
Dude, it doesn't matter what you look like.
Really?
Sure, things change, but that's just the inevitability of life. It's what's on the inside, the heart of you. That's what's really important. That's what makes you beautiful.
You mean it?
Yeah, I do. Just because things don't look like they did before doesn't mean it's bad. Looks are superficial. A rose might be beautiful one day, but in time it fades. It's what it means to you and the joy it brought your life. That's what gives it lasting beauty. Sure, we're comfortable with the way things were, but change sometimes can mean a better look on things, as well as things looking better. It's not always easy dealing with the change, dealing with loss, dealing with things everly moving onward. But as long as the core concept, the character, the feel that you get from it doesn't go away, well, then I welcome the change. Because it doesn't change the way I feel about you, man.
You done with your gay little metaphor for this volume?
Yeah.
You think anybody got it before I spilled the beans?
No.
You believe anyone's gonna agree with your outlook on things to come?
I don't know. Maybe?
So, want to start the review?
Sure. I'll get the camera.
Idiot.
Hello Internet, welcome back. I'm Ricardo, and today we're going to be looking at the 4th season of the intercontinental web series phenomenon, RWBY. This is RWBY Reviews, Volume 4.
Let's see. Your pre-volume reviews were stillborn. Your first was the worst. Your number 2 was definitely that. Your third was an even bigger turd. And now your fourth's going to be... Shit, give me a second.
Sure thing. In the meantime, allow me to shed some light on the show for the benefit of those who don't know, either because you're born dead memory or because you clicked on this video by accident. Don't worry, we all make mistakes.
RWBY, or some of you might know it as, that one show with a ton of ships made by the funny Halo guys, was nearly quite literally, if the rumors be true, the dream of the internet superstar and sex icon, Monty Ohm. After working on season 10 of Red vs. Blue, Monty was given some time and resources to create the first trailer of his show RWBY, the Red Trailer, which gained both instant success and strong interest for the upcoming show. The following 3 trailers each acquired the show more and more fame and attention. No, they weren't really trailers, but I'll get to that later. After their magnificent debut, people were treated to 3 amazing, fun-packed seasons, each better than the previous.
And just as the series was taking off, just as things were getting good, and just as the show was making an international name for itself, the show's creator, Monty Ohm, suffered a severe allergic reaction, fell into a coma, and passed on from this life. However, his dream would not die with him. Instead, it would live on far longer than he ever could. And his friends would see to that, finishing the last volume he worked on and continuing the story with number 4.
But I have one, and your number 4 is surely going to be a bore.
Thanks, Lakanan.
Still got it.
But before we begin, let's get you guys up to scratch with the story so far.
We begin in the realm of Remnant, a world of magic, mystery, and monsters. With a fairy tale that has so many twists and so much heart, you would have thought that Shyamalan and Spielberg had joined forces. Here we follow a team of huntsmen in training, the superhero grim-killing badasses of the land. The team, named after the show, or perhaps it's vice versa, is comprised of 4 girls. Cause what else would you expect from an anime? There's the lolly scythe wielder Ruby Rose, the tsundere heiress White Schnee, the Nicodendere with the big ass booty Blake Belladonna, and, with the help of a machine that Monty invented that turns people into anime characters, the Barbara Dunkelman, Yang Xiao Long.
If you call stealing my designs invented, yeah, sure, whatever.
Our 4 stereotypical shipping baits are accompanied by 4 more stereotypical shipping baits of Team Juniper, the wimpy white boy Jean Arc, the hyperactive Yandere Nora Valkyrie, the true waifu Pyrrha Nikos, and again with the help of the machine, the Om Man, Lyren, who each assist in RWBY's, the show, not the team's, strongest aspect. Its characters. Together, they get in all sorts of wacky antics and mischievous mayhem. From Scooby-Dooing the con man Roman Torchwick time and time again, to wiping the floor with the so-called creatures of fear, to resisting the resistance of the White Fang, to battling against their greatest enemy of all, high school drama. Because again, this is a fucking anime. You got girls, you got training, you got hijinks, and of course it's gotta take place in a high school setting. Doing anything else is a federal crime and you will be arrested by the otaku police and prosecuted by the highest extent of the law. However, the girls soon find out that all this was but little conflicts on the edge of a far greater war, which eventually finds its way to their home away from home, the Huntsman Academy, Beacon. After the destruction of Ruby's robo-buddy Penny, the sinister Cinder Falls leads an army of Grimm and the White Fang on an attack of the school and its city of Vale. And it looks like Shyamalan had a lot of influence at the end here, for as if to kick us while we're down, Volume 3 ends with making Neil fatherless, mutilating one of the main characters, the school being destroyed, the breaking up of Team RWBY, and the death that may be the real cause of rising sea levels.
What you say? That you only meant when.
God damn it, stop it! Didn't you torture us enough last time?
However, Shyamalan ain't done with us yet, because somehow, against all odds, the gang are able to stop the Grimm invasion, push back the White Fang, and most surprisingly of all, lay a smackdown on Cinder and her pet dragon by RWBY discovering that she has frickin' superpowers!
What a twist!
We then ended the volume with RWBY heading out with what was left of Team Juniper, which we probably can't call them that anymore since they don't have the P.
Which incidentally is another way of saying that you need the D.
So what do we call them right now? Team Jern? Team Junior? Yeah, we'll stick with that until something better and more marketable comes along. Anyways, the four set off to Haven, looking for the answers of what's really going on and who is truly the mastermind behind this war. Well, not long after, we're actually shown the latter, as it is revealed to be some old hag with a serious case of allergies. Sweetheart, do you need some Benadryl? Maybe some Claritin? You definitely need a tetanus shot because your face looks infected. Anywho, even though she just pops out of nowhere, we don't hate her for it because it turns out that she's both the narrator and because she's voiced by Jennifer Taylor. It's like hating a character voiced by Morgan Freeman. It's against the law of nature or something.
And that's where Volume 3 ended. But before we begin the review, I'd like to touch on just one more thing. I know. Why doesn't he just shut up? But remember, you clicked on the video. No, but the thing I'd like to touch on is the fact that we're not going to be starting with the first episode of RWBY. Instead, we're going to be taking a look at the episode that came before it.
Whether it be because they're trying to stabilize the shaky trust their fans have in them, or is because the original four did so well, Rooster Teeth released another preseason episode disguised as a trailer, which we'll be looking at today. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing this one, even though I didn't do this sort of episodes called The World of Remnants, it's
Cause you couldn't find all the episodes online for you to borrow.
Well, that's because I don't consider them in-story canon.
Don't get me wrong, they're still canon. I mean, Rooster Teeth put them out, so yeah, it's part of the, no pun intended, World of Remnants. But they don't contain any story element that would reconnect them to the main story in RWBY. So whatever information they reveal is not really relevant, nor should the viewer be expected to know about it. Instead, they feel like a deeper lore video created by those fans that get so immersed in the fictional world that they cease to exist in the real one. So it's a decent assumption to think that a good deal of people might not have watched them. Like many did with the trailers, they would have just skipped them in order to get to the actual show, which may be why Miles and Carrie called this one a character short, in the hope that their audience would watch it to get some grasp on the story's current events.
I hope that satisfies your curiosity on why I haven't devoted myself onto going over every single video that's even remotely connected to that stupid series. Now, without further ado, let's start reviewing the 4th volume of RWBY. Colin, roll the clip.
Well, at least there's one good thing about this body. I'm finally bigger than a damn mouse.
So we begin with Little Red walking in the woods, on her way to Grandma's house, I expect. Hope there's no big bad wolf around, because that would probably end terribly for him. There seems to be something strange about the art style, as seen with those cardboard cutout trees, but I guess they just got better animators. We then cut to her on a cliff overlooking a town burning in the distance, and well, there's something up with the animation. Did they change the lighting style or something? I mean, they wouldn't change the art style, so what else was it? Well, as a Nevermore flies overhead, RWBY decides to hitch a ride. RWBY, I believe that's a
Terrible idea! We're fine!
Oh, sweet Jesus, you're sick!
It gives you a free ride with no complaints and you just sever its wing in half? You didn't even kill it! You just left it to bleed to death, alone, afraid, and miles from home! No wonder why these creatures hate you guys. RWBY then pulls a
You're gonna do a superhero landing. Wait for it! Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
causing some more property damage in the process. Sweetie, that is why this happened. And as a new Red Like Roses plays in the background, RWBY stands up and...
Hold on, I gotta make a little comparison. They did changed the art style. They changed the art style!
How could you, Miles? How could you, Carrie? You ruined it. You perverted my dream and ruined Ruby. Would you quit your whining?
Look at the art style, man! They ruined it! It sucks now!
This is coming from the guy who just gave a speech on accepting change. You're flip-flopping, boy. What are you, a politician?
Look at how it looks! They ruined Ruby's art style!
Listen, it's been a long day and I've got better things to do. Look, you want them to give up on Ruby?
No.
Is it still their show?
Well, yeah.
Are you willing to pay to watch it?
Well, you have to understand, not everyone can afford...
Answer the question.
Watching Ruby is a human right!
Are you willing to financially support them?
No.
Well, then it's still their show, and they can do whatever the hell they want with it. Besides, you're the one that says that animation in anime is a small factor in its enjoyment, aren't you?
Okay, well, you got me there.
Then get up and finish the review. I got lolly pictures to browse.
Alright, but if Agent Cole comes a-knocking again, I'm not covering for you.
So yeah, the animation's changed, but I'll talk about that later. Right now, it's time to watch Ruby whoop some grimace!
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
So Ruby starts ripping right through the Beowulfs like I do with your favorite shows, and it looks like some of them are fanboys.
Except that she doesn't spend the next 3 hours crying in the corner after the flame war is over.
However, just then, Ruby is blindsided across the yard by... Donkey Kong?
Well, I guess I'll never have a more perfect opportunity to say this!
Oh, it's on that donkey!
Really, Nintendo? No, seriously, really? Ruby then engages the monkey, but quickly finds out that this beast is too tough for her to take straight on. She tries to fight at a distance, but the Bereagle uses a Beowulf for some unconventional teamwork. Little Red then attempts to resort to her semblance, but painfully discovers that this is not a moment where speed trumps strength, as the ape sends her falling into the church below.
Well, I guess Ruby's dead, and this is where the show ends! Thanks for watching, guys! Bye!
No, of course not, as the music and pedals tell us, while this rose is a pretty little thing,
Beware her thorns, bitch!
かほどにも効かんわい。お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Headshot!
Doesn't count when your target's pinned, you cheater!
Ruby, we saw smoke. Heading your way.
Don't start without us. You better hurry.
Wow. Ruby got blood hungry in between volumes!
My little lolly's grown up so much. Remember, kill the children first, Ruby. That way there's no orphans.
Well, as Ruby continues her slaughter, we turn to the shattered Bruce Almighty Moon, before cutting to Weiss wondering if the White Rose will ever be canon, Blake on appear because I guess she got hungry, and Yang just pressing the shit out of me. Don't look at me like that, Yang. It's not my fault that people are going to be asking you more often to give them a hand. It's yours, you pun of mass destruction.
And that was the character short, Ruby, an inconspicuously disguised trailer for the 4th volume. And, well, it was good!
And like your mama, I feel there's gonna be a big-ass butt coming up.
I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it had a very similar theme and feeling to the original trailers. Which is a nice touch if it was indeed planned.
But...
It also had a great soundtrack, again thanks to Jeff and Cassie Williams. I really did enjoy that new revision of Red Like Roses.
What?
Not to mention that the overall pacing for the video was really well done. Smooth for the somber moments, but fast-paced when it needed it.
Fuck.
And it was a wonderful start to the 4th volume of RWBY.
No but.
Reminding us that while Monty is gone, his show is still being made for those who loved it. both in honor of him and for the love of his fans.
Huh. So, for once we could just talk about the good?
Something definitely needed after so much worry of what would become of his dream without him.
Okay, well, this is nice.
However, as we saw, we can rest easy that this show is going to be seen to its end, and we had a great start with this character short.
I agree. It was nice to see my Rose kick some ass.
But
I f***ing know it.
as always, there are going to be things that it didn't do well, and I have to address it.
I can't have anything nice, can I?
And the first thing that I need to talk about is something I actually joked on, but was legitimately an actual response by many when this character short first aired. That thing is the animation.
Now, I've already made it clear that when it comes to a show's animation and art style, they aren't really as important as some would expect you to believe. It is important, don't get me wrong there, but it should always come second to character and story. However, that's not what made people freak out in the comment section. And I mean freak out! These people were screeching harder than a feminist at a Trump rally. I still remember the first day this video came out and the YouTube comments were just littered with people complaining about the change in art style. That's right, not that it was bad, just that it had changed. So many couldn't believe that they gave up the old aesthetics and hated Rooster Teeth had done so, saying everything that they weren't going to watch the show anymore, to that this was an absolute insult to Monty's legacy.
To which I and many asked the question, why?
'Cause they're anime pussies. And not the good kind.
I mean, on one hand, I could understand their annoyance. There is quite a bit of change in almost every field when comparing the two animation styles, and the sudden switch from one to another is a bit jarring. But they're making it sound like this new animation is on par with Berserk 2016. I mean, I know both came out the same year and you already felt betrayed, but come on! This ain't in no way, shape, or form bad.
Yeah, I doubt anything could be as bad as Berserk 2016. Jesus Christ.
No, if anything, I think it was just the sudden change that threw people for a loop. Because this new animation style is actually really good. Now, the reason it looks different is actually kind of simple. It was made on a different engine. The original, as the YouTube videos are proud to say, was created using the Poser 3D modeling software from Smith Micro. Hell, if you go onto their website, they're proud to be part of such a milestone in the entertainment industry. However, as the RWBY production team was growing, many of those working in the animation department were far more familiar with a different program, and rather than trying to get them equally adept with Poser, they just decided to make a switch in the software. And that's basically how we got RWBY being animated in Autodesk 3D modeler Maya. Okay, as sexy as that would be, that's the wrong Maya. There it is.
And it's not a bad switch. Well, there was a few things lost in the change, but there was a lot more gained because of it.
The first is just the overall animation. Let's face it, if RWBY had started out looking like this, it would have seemed a lot more like a professionally done show rather than something that you would expect to see on YouTube. The blending of the lighting and shadows, the magnitude of the background, and the sheer detail of our character models were all improved. Finally giving us facial expressions beyond the basic happy, sad, angry, tired, and whites. The environments are even better, giving a smooth look to everything, making it feel like it's all part of one cohesive world, rather than just a couple of models thrown in a 3D created environment. Everything moves with a greater fluidity, ridding the show of those stiff poses that we got from time to time. And do I even need to explain how beautiful it all looks? I mean, come on, look at those hills!
Sorry, I'm a little distracted by other hills. This marks the third time we've seen Ruby's roses. And yes, I'm keeping count. I always keep count.
However, there was something legitimately lost due to the change in style. And ironically, actually has to do with a key aspect of RWBY's style. The fact that it was cel-shaded.
Now, it's still cel-shaded, but it's been toned down, which wouldn't be a problem if it didn't mean that now the character models are blending in with the background. What makes cel shading so interesting is because it not only is a superb way of making 3D animation not feel like a bunch of lifeless dolls creepily staring out of the uncanny valley, but it also helps them to stand out. Our attention is immediately drawn to the characters and they continue to be the focus no matter where on the screen they are. But that's sort of been lost here, as whether it's because it's so dark that you would have thought this was taking place in the DC universe, or it's because the new style makes it sometimes difficult to distinguish RWBY from the background, as her character model is, ironically, too cleanly blended. The original animation did have its flaws, but it succeeded to accomplish in keeping our focus on what was important, the characters in the foreground. And while Maya manages to make everything feel like part of a uniform world that does look more like an anime than ever before, it seems to have sacrificed its style to achieve that.
God, that's just really weird.
Hearing me complain about not having style over substance?
You usually don't give a shit about style,
Yeah.
as clearly seen with your wardrobe.
Thanks. But anyways, it is something to say that the only thing I can really complain about is the change in artistic fashion. And even then, it's just about the irrational hate that change got. Because everything else in this short was pretty much perfect.
You're a liar!
Okay, there was one thing that wasn't as good as the originals, and everyone knows what it is. The fight choreography.
As we've seen with them, the original trailers showed the whole world that RWBY was not only a strong contender in upcoming indie anime shows, but it could even stand toe-to-toe with some of the powerhouses because it had utterly amazing fight scenes. And the subsequent volumes only emphasized this by giving us more and more of that.
However, all this was overseen by the exceptionally talented Mani Ohm, who just seemed to have a natural gift of setting these scenes up, as evident with his Halo video and the Dead Fantasy series. Trying to find a replacement for that was like trying to find a replacement for Stanley Kubrick. It just ain't gonna happen, Stevie?
And yet, it wasn't bad. Yes, there was an obvious difference in quality and pacing when it came to this fight and the one before it. But this wasn't bad. It was enjoyable to see RWBY use her semblance in ways that we've never seen before, a mark to how she's grown, as well as entertaining to see her duke it out with the zombie Harambe.
Who just so happened to die months before this episode aired? Conspiracy? I think not!
True, the original trailers had far more style than this one when it came to their action, but again, remember,
Because of Volume 3, RWBY could have very easily gone the way of Dead Man Wonderland. We should count our blessings that the show is still being made to this day. We should hold Rooster Teeth to higher standards, as we should with any creator out there, but we should also not allow our expectations to ruin what enjoyment we can get from our free shows.
And it's not like this one didn't live up to some expectations, because again, the greatest hope that we could have had for RWBY was that it was still around come October 2016. And not only were our hopes realized, but the video turned out really good. Not great, but still. I mean, the way it managed to recapture the sense of the world and character building without any dialogue that the original first pulled off, yeah, pretty good. And from just these few quick minutes, we know several things. We know that outside the cities, not only are the towns far more open to grim attack, but they also have fewer defenses against them, changing our perception on just how safe this world is. We can tell that there also seems to be a larger variety of grim, now ranging to far smarter and stronger opponents, adding a change in level to the threat that our girls likely will have to deal with. We can also see that this world is larger than first seen in previous volumes, as we saw with what was clearly a difference in time of day, though each location was taking place at the same moment. Hashtag Spherical Earth. And finally, we see that RWBY has changed as well.
My little lolly
Has grown up so much, we know.
Well, she has, and it's sad. Soon I won't be able to call her my lolly anymore. I accept my fate. Gimme. Baby needs his milk.
This is emphasized quite nicely in two important changes to her. First again was the upgrade in her semblance use, showing the fruits of her labor and training. And the second is her outfit. I mentioned this back in my trailer reviews that it was interesting how Mani managed to reflect each character's personality through their attire. Except for Blake. Look, I know you wanted to make it easier for cosplayers, but did you have no other choices but to make her a hooker?
No, there were others, but this one was better.
Anyways, when it came to RWBY's two outfits so far, they have been very modest and not really revealing in any way. Which I praise because she was 15 going on to 16 and anime is perverted enough. It was also a great way of showing not only how enclosed and shy RWBY sort of was, but also the extent of the innocence that our little flower had. But as we saw with the previous volume, RWBY has had to grow up to match her physical age. Her slightly more revealing outfit could easily be attested to the writers wanting to give her another cool dress to bait the fandom with. But it also expresses RWBY's character as well. She's no longer the innocent girl, nor is she so secluded. And it was a good idea to keep the others out of this short in all but voice, as it helped to emphasize that. Again, calling back to RWBY's first debut into our hearts. For just as we can see that RWBY is doing well and hasn't given up hope despite what has happened to her, we are told that RWBY is also going to be alright, and that Miles and Carrie are still trying to keep moving forward despite what they have lost.
We still miss you, you sexy bastard.
I have no doubt that further down the line we will see even more changes to RWBY, and whether they're good or bad, only time will tell. But again, this short was good. Great even, as it was Rooster Teeth's way of telling us that the dream that one man shared with us, the dream that has touched so many lives, lifted so many hearts, and inspired so many minds, is going to have its tale told. Monty couldn't live forever, even if he was still with us today, but he did make something that will live on for generations to come.
And I'm looking forward to reviewing it. So I'll catch you all next time for the first RWBY review of Volume 4.
Be still my beating heart. Hey, cool, I can change between the two.
Till then,
Hey, Ricardo, check it out. Stealth mode activated.
that's nice.
And enlarged mode for the ladies. Apache Skull, Enoch Chuck.
Anyways, until next time, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And if you want to keep up to date, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm Ricardo, the Cynical Critic. With me, no movie's sacred, nobody is safe, but all deserve a change. I'll catch you guys next time. Toodles!
For it.
Bless me, Father Frank. Sin, yes and no. You're very good at that. You shattered the rose window. 13th century. Over 600 years old. I wish you a week in hell for that.